back. Hillary Clinton's campaign claiming that a scathing State Department Inspector General's report exonerates her use of a private email server, contrary to the report's finding that Clinton violated the Federal Records Act by not turning over her emails before she left office. This as new evidence reveals attempts to hack that private server, not reported as required to the State Department's security officials. Joining me now is the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee and a Hillary Clinton supporter, Congressman Adam Schiff. Congressman, aren't you troubled by this IG report?
Actually, I think the IG report, for those of us that have been really following this, doesn't present a whole lot of new information. It does, I think, catalog that going back at least 4 secretaries of state, each of them as either in full or in part used private email to conduct official business. And I think it certainly sets that out with a little more detail than we had before, but nothing all that striking.
Well, Congressman, let me just fix the record here, because Madeleine Albright used no email. Neither did Condoleezza Rice. Neither of them used any emails. Colin Powell used email. He was the first to use email. He used both personal and official email. And the report acknowledges that he did not turn over all, but there were requirements that came into play after he left office, long after he left office, in the midway through the Clinton tenure. Hillary Clinton is the only one who had a private server. She's the only one who did not cooperate with the investigators, and she's the only one who was not out front about it. Colin Powell, when he used private emails, was trying to send a signal to the workforce to start using emails, believing that it was very important that he dragged the State Department into the 21st century on usage of emails to communicate. She was doing this so secretively, according to the emails that have now been released in this report, that in fact people were told don't ever discuss the personal email usage. Doesn't that suggest secrecy?
Andrea, I have to say I don't agree with the characterization. You could equally say that Colin Powell was the first Secretary of State to use personal email exclusively for official business. He didn't provide any of those emails when he left office. People have been surprisingly mute about the fact that Secretary Powell, the former, if I could finish, the former National Security Advisor, former Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, effectively used the same practice, not his own server, but nonetheless a private server, not a State Department server. And if you look back to the Rice administration, while she didn't personally use email, her top staff did. And her top staff conducted official business using personal email. Even the current Secretary of State, even after all of this controversy, has said that on occasion he has used personal email for official business. None of that makes it right, but it certainly makes it, unfortunately, consistent across many administrations and many secretaries of state.
I have to interrupt you, Congressman, because the facts are that when Secretary Kerry came into office, it was long before anyone knew about the private email, about the private server, and he was transitioning from the Senate and immediately archived those. She is, according to this report, she is the only Secretary of State who not only used a private server, but turned over nothing
Andrea, I'm not trying to criticize